Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Today, I have the pleasure of chatting with the lovely Kendra Merritt right over here. Don't get any funny ideas, guys. She's married, okay? So chill. Actually, she's married to a former guest, Mr. Tobin Templeman, who was on the show about a month or so ago, something like that. A little bit longer, maybe. I don't know. My track of time is gone from all the weed I smoke, so there you go. All right, so Kendra, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
Fuck yeah. I love what you've done with the hair there, with the blue tips on the end there. It kind of looks like you got matchsticks hanging from each side. But I feel like I need a striker plate, and we're going to set your hair on fire.
Oh shit.
But anyways, you know what I do here? I talk to people about their journeys away from whatever belief systems they were once a part of. So what I generally ask is folks take us back to, the good old days, or if you prefer, the fucked up old days when you used to be a believer in some ridiculous shit, and how you found your way out of it. And I'll leave it up to you, and then I'll jump in with something utterly ridiculous to say from now and then.
Okay, cool. I guess I don't know if you would truly call it a deconversion story, because I never really believed. I tried, I really did, but it just, I guess I'll start off with, whenever I was growing up, my parents divorced at, whenever I was really little, and I ended up, me and my sister ended up living with my dad. And so during the summer times, we would go visit my mom and that other side of my family. And my dad knew that my mom was a Christian and that she liked going to church and stuff. And luckily, whenever I was at home, when I go back to dad's house, he just, all he said was, "I'm not going to church." And I was like, awesome. All right, cool. And that was it. We never talked about it. That was it. We never talked about religion, what we believe, nothing. He was like, "I'm not going." I was like, awesome. Neither am I. And that was all that was said. But
when you're a kid, church is fucking boring anyways. When you're
a kid, right? Fuck yeah. It was, I fucking hated it.
No air conditioning. You're fucking... Give me some of that fucking wine. I'm dying over here.
It was like, but with my mom's side of the family, they were really religious, and we had a piece of property that had my mom's house on it. Then next to that was my pawpaw's house and my nana, and then my aunt was on the other piece of the property. So we were all together, and we all, they all liked going to church.
Like the fucking Waltons.
Yeah. And by far, my pawpaw is the most religious person I have ever met, hands down. And even to this day. And we ended up going to church whenever I was little, with that side of the family. And I remember going over to Nana and Pawpaw's house, and they would get us dressed up in this horrendous dresses that I fucking hated. Especially as a kid, I was a tomboy. I liked getting dirty and playing outside, and I didn't give a shit about dresses. They'd be like, "Kendra, you're a lady, close your legs," that kind of shit, because she wasn't thinking about it, like just having fun. And I'd be sitting, yeah, well, I would be sitting in a not, ladylike way, not thinking about, and they're like, "Kendra, you're wearing a dress." And I'm like, "Oh shit, sorry." But, we get all dressed up, and we were, on that side of the family, I was technically raised as a Southern Baptist, and we ended up going to church. And the only thing that I could say that I did like was being with my family, because we were all together, and, they were enjoying it, which was, I was happy for them and everything. I'd just be nice and keep my mouth shut and, just watch everybody kind of thing, people watching. But I don't know. It was just really weird. Like, I remember going there and going to Sunday school. And I remember being a small child. Like 4 years old. And it's weird, the kind of thoughts that I was having even at that time. Like, I remember being little and thinking, God, thinking really hard, where was I at before this? Why can't I remember? Those kinds of weird things. And I remember going into Sunday school, and they started teaching us some really weird shit. And I remember sitting there looking at everybody else thinking, is anybody else thinking what I am? Like, does anybody else find this strange? Especially when they came to, they really pushed about burning in hell. And I remember hearing the conversations going on and the look on all the children's faces when this lady's sitting here describing, you know, the most horrible, torturous pain, you know, that you could ever imagine forever if you do this and this and this and this.
Child abuse.
It is. And it you could see the kids were in fear, you know, the look on their faces. And I'm thinking, holy shit, are you fucking serious right now? Like, even as a small child, I was calling bullshit on it. You know, I just didn't make any fucking sense to me, like, at all. You know, I'm thinking, this is not right. How can you sit here and tell little kids these things just for wanting to live their life? I don't understand that. But, you know, and another thing I did enjoy, I guess the only time I really, like, paid attention to what was going on was because we would sing, like the preacher would go up there and say his shit and read out of the Bible. But then they would have moments where we would all sing, like, you know, we would hold hands and we would sing. But my Nana was a singer for the choir or whatever, but she would go up there and have performances with my cousin, and she had the most beautiful voice. And that was the only time that I enjoyed it. I didn't give a shit what she was singing about. I just love my Nana, and she just sounded so beautiful, you know? So that was the only time that they really got my attention. Other than that, I remember sitting there and we had those little programs, and I would sit there and draw on it the whole entire time, or play tic-tac-toe on it with my cousins and my sister, or we'd be like, oh, we got to go pee real quick. And we end up like playing hide and go seek in all the little rooms and shit. And my mom getting mad at us, like, where the hell is Kendra at? And me and my cousin would be sneaking off and playing and, you know, and get in trouble, get dragged back over there. And, you know, but as I was sitting there and, you know, I'm listening to, you know, him reading out of this Bible and looking at everybody, you know, they truly believed it. Mm-hmm. And it upset me because I'm sitting here looking at everybody and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, you know, like, and even as a small child, I had a very big imagination, you know, and I love reading. It doesn't matter if it's fact or fiction. I'll get into both, you know, I love a good story, you know. And I remember my pawpaw, he would always get all of us these real fancy Bibles, real pretty, and it had my name all, you know, gorgeous on the front of it, and he spent all this money on it, and it looked so pretty, and, you know, and he really, everybody believed it so much that I'm like, damn. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, is there something wrong with me? Like, why don't I believe any of this? And I didn't feel like I had really anybody to talk to about it. You know, I would just kind of stay to myself about it and be respectful, you know, as well, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I don't want to, you know, like, I want to be respectful. But I remember, like, after church, another thing I would look forward to is we go to Nana's house and she would cook a shitload of food, you know, and we would just grub down. Like Nana. Oh man, Nana was badass. Like, she was a great singer, and man, she could cook. And we would just sit at Nana's and we would fucking just stuff our faces, and it was great, you know. Other than that, and then, you know, we would be good for that time, and then we would go off and go party or play or, you know, whatever. But I don't know. I just never, I really tried. I tried to believe. Like, I got my Bible from my pawpaw, and I was like, you know, I love to read. Fuck it. Why not? Like, I'm going to give it a shot, you know? Yeah. And I started reading this fucking book, and I'm like, damn, this isn't even a good story. You know, I was just like, and it kept fucking with me too, because I was like coming across all these things, and I'm like, damn, people really, like, this is supposed to be real? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't understand. And I remember, like, you know, okay, I would try to pray, you know, I would be like, okay, like, come on, like, something's got to give. Or even moments where I had really bad moments going on in my life. Like, for instance, whenever I was little, my babysitter used to abuse me. Like, when everybody would leave, she was one of those people that would be really nice. And then as soon as that door would close, she would flip a switch. And, you know, as she's beating my ass and try to slit my throat with a butcher knife. And she finally ended up getting caught because she got strangled, you know, she was strangling me. Anyway, she did a lot of bad shit to me. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, like, if there is a God, like, as I'm sitting here begging for him to help me and things like that, he never did. You know, I'm like, how could he let all these things happen to me if he really cared? Like, why would he let this continue? Like, you know, like, I don't know. And I remember just sitting there praying at other times and really thinking to myself, I feel like I'm just talking to myself right now, really, you know, like I don't know. And thankfully, once I got to a certain age, because I remember going as a little kid and then I started to get in a young teenager. And I was still respectful and whatnot to my mom and everything. She didn't want me to say like, God damn it around her and stuff like that. So I didn't, you know.
God damn it, why?
Yeah, like even as an adult, she's like, because I have a really dirty mouth, you know. And so around my mom, I could say whatever I wanted as long as I didn't say that. Because whoo, man, she'd beat my ass, you know. So I'm like, okay, can't say that, whatever. But you know, as a young teenager, she started to realize, she's like, okay, because my other out of the 5 of us, it was me and my sister and my 3 cousins, and we were all close in age, and we all were like this, you know. Out of the 5 of us, only 2 of us became Christians. Me, my sister, and my other cousin are atheists. But my cousin and my sister that are atheists, they were more outspoken than I was. Like, I didn't normally ever talk to anybody about anything. I was always so worried about hurting people that I love, that because I would see what it would do to my pawpaw. Like, even whenever they were joking, they would like, they could do it so well too. Like, they'd get up and be like, can I get an amen and praise the Lord? And they would do shit like that. And, you know, and they would be cracking up and laughing. And my pawpaw, my mom and everybody gets so fucking pissed, you know? So I would never... So Papa learned to just not try to talk about that stuff with them, but I was always so nice and stuff. So Papa would always come to me and tell me the stories and really push it on me a lot. Because I didn't ever want to argue with him or, you know, just be ugly or just tell him he's full of shit or something like, you know. So I would be sweet about it, but I would just try to, like, when he would ask me questions, I would just try to remember the things that he told me whenever I was little. Like, you know, for instance, I had a family member that had passed away, you know, and I remember sitting there, I was in my, you know, younger 20s, maybe young 30s at the time. And I go to this funeral and we're about to go to the funeral. We're sitting at the house and he starts getting religious on me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And he starts asking me certain religious questions. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm on the spot. I have not picked up a Bible since I was like a little bitty kid, you know, like I don't know shit about it, you know, really, when it comes down to it. And I remember him asking me these questions to a point where I was pulling shit out of my ass and then I ran out of things to say. I couldn't even play it off. And thankfully, his wife, my Nana, had passed away and he had gotten remarried. Luckily, she was sitting next to me and she started patting me on the leg and she was like, all right, Jack, you need to stop. Like, obviously you're making her uncomfortable. And I was like, oh man, I'm so thankful she was catching on to that. Cause I was like, oh fuck, I'm in a deer in headlights. Like, I don't know what to say, you know, like, cause I don't believe in this shit, you know, like he was, and, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going all over the place. Oh, okay. Another thing was I was saved whenever I was a kid. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, remember I told you on my property, my family's property, we also had a little church that was backed up right to our property, right? But we didn't, I don't know why, but we didn't go to that church. We went to a different church. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, like, because it was literally right next door. Well, I remember I'd already been saved at this point before, you know, I'm about to tell you what I did. So I'd already been saved as a little kid. And I remember me and one of my cousins, you know, my mom was like, all right, y'all get outside, go play. And we're like, all right, cool, you know. So we're sitting there messing around. Well, we end up going over to the church. The church is closed. There's nobody there. I don't remember how the hell we got inside, but we broke into the church, right? And yeah, so we break into the church and we're having fun and we're drinking all their coffee and all this fucking shit. I don't even know how long we'd been gone for. And we end up getting busted because they had this big old organ, right? And I was sitting there I was fucking jamming on this thing. I was fucking going to town. And it was so funny because my cousin at the time, like, he was really good at dancing like Michael Jackson. He was like doing the moonwalk and shit. He was on top of the organ and he was like fucking getting it right. And he was getting down and I'm fucking jamming. And next thing I know, like, everybody burst in the door. What the hell are you doing? Man, I got in so much shit for that. I remember getting my ass beat. And then I got saved for a second time after that shit. They're like, okay, well, apparently the first time didn't work, you know? So they took me back in and saved me all over again. And I don't know. It's fucking weird. Like, I remember even as a young teenager, my mom finally gave up and she was like, all right, y'all don't have to go to church anymore. Cause she knew we weren't going to, you know? I was more into like the party scene. I was just all about, I want to fucking party. I want to have fun. I don't give a fuck about this church. I was still nice about it, but she knew I didn't want to go. And my sister spoke for me because she didn't give a fuck. She was like, I'm not fucking going. And Kendra doesn't want to go. And I'm like, thanks, Jess, you know? And so it was fine. You know, mom was like, I understand, you know, that's y'all's decision. You're old enough. You know, I'm not going to force you to go. Fine. You don't have to go. So that was really good. But Pawpaw, you know, he never gave up. Like, I remember one time as a young teenager, I had spilled fucking bong water all over the front of me, right? And I'm like, and I'm fucking reeking. And I'm like, oh shit, we got to go home. I got to go fucking change, you know? Excuse me. And we pull up to my mom's house and I'm like fucking reeking. My mom knew I smoked and she's cool. She don't give, you know, she was cool. And but Pawpaw happened to be over at my mom's house and I'm like, oh shit, you know? And I get out and I'm like, oh, you know, Pawpaw wants a hug. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Pawpaw, you know, like, I got something nasty on me. You know, I need to go change. She goes, oh, honey, it's okay. Come on, hun. I got you. Like, let's go over to my house. And I'm like, oh shit. Because what Pawpaw likes to do is he has these Jesus shirts that he would love to fucking make me wear. And so sure enough, he takes me over and I'm fucking sitting here wearing, like, I come back out, my friends are just dying laughing. I'm like, fuck all y'all, okay? It's one of those, like, graphic looking ones. Like, he's got the horns on his head and blood, like, fucking pouring down his face and says some fucking shit on it. And I don't know. I was like, oh, man, Pawpaw, what the fuck? You know, like, I don't know. And, you know, he kept giving me Bibles and stuff, but honestly, I burned majority of them. I ended up keeping the ones that I did really because of Tobin. You know, when I got with Tobin, before Tobin, like, I really just kept my comments to myself. Like, I didn't really feel like I had anybody I could talk to about it other than my sister, because I knew no matter how I was or who I was as a person, my sister loved me no matter what, you know? So she was the only person I could talk about it to, but we didn't really talk that much about it because we didn't really give a fuck about religion. So it just wasn't really a topic, you know? But then when I got, you know, it's like, why would I talk about it, you know? But then when I got with Tobin, that was a whole different story, you know? I was like, I could actually sit down and I'm like, okay, I can actually tell this dude exactly what I think. And he was like, right there with me, you know? And I was like, holy shit, like, you actually think the same thing I do? And before we even really talked about it, I actually grew up with him. Like, I was a little kid. Like, I was only in 3rd grade when I moved to his neighborhood, you know, and we grew up together. So when I got, you know, older and we did end up getting together, you know, we ended up, those conversations started. And I was so thankful that he was like eye to eye with me on the shit because, you know, but he was a lot more open about it. Me, I was just like, I wanted to have nothing to do with it at all, you know? But Tobin was so nice and, you know, so interested about, you know, the aspects of it that he would, you know, he would sit there and like research it and learn a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, I'm lost. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, or, you know, I don't know. And he was also raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And with me being a Southern Baptist, like, I didn't understand, like, I really didn't know. I knew there was other religions out there, but I didn't know like what their beliefs were or how they are or anything. And so for instance, like I remember oh shit, I remember whenever I was the last church I actually ever went to. I was 14 years old and I went and I stayed at my girlfriend's house, and I knew that her family was a religious, and I stayed the night with her on a Saturday night, and she was like, "Oh, hey, do you want to go with my family and me to church tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, that's fine. That's cool." Because I wanted to be supportive for my girl, I was like, "That's cool. That's
Sure.
fine, whatever." I didn't ask her what kind of religion it was or anything. Like, why would that matter? Like, that's fine. I'll go support you. Well, like I said, I didn't know how other religions were. And we happened to go into this church, not realizing it was a Pentecostal church. And I didn't understand what was going on. We get there, and all of a sudden, everybody starts freaking out and starts crying and starts talking in tongue and was throwing themselves on the ground. And I was ready to run. Like, I looked at my girl like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm starting to panic. I'm like, I want to leave. Like, I'm really uncomfortable. Like, I don't understand. She's like, oh no, it's okay. This is normal. This is how we do things here. And I was like, wait, what? She was like, no, this is fine. And so it was like that the whole time that I was there. And it scared the shit out of me, honestly. Like, it freaked me the fuck out. I was like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? Like,
don't come near me.
Yeah, like, oh man, and by far, like when I got with Tobin,
they're holding up crosses at them. Hey, get away!
I was like, shit. I was like, oh man, never again. Like, never ever again. Like, literally, that was the last church I ever stepped foot into. And I remember even Tobin talking about, like, we would even have like Jehovah's Witnesses like trying to come up to our door to talk to us. Me, I won't give them the time of day. Like, I wouldn't even, when I was younger, I wouldn't answer the door. I was like, I don't want to hear the bullshit. Like, I don't give a fuck, Tobin, on the other hand, he would actually invite them in, because I did want my kids to learn, like, I want them to learn as much as they can about anything and everything, including religions. Sure. and all that kind of stuff. So I understood, like, he wanted the boys to understand like all kinds of points of view and whatnot. So I understood that, but I was like, I'm not going to be here for it. I don't want to be a part of it, So he would invite them in and they would talk and things like that. But I was really thankful that even my kids at a young age, like, my papa gave us books for my boys, and the boys started reading the books, and I was so curious, like, when it was their time, when they actually got a hold of the books, because, I didn't keep it from them. I wanted them to learn things, of course. Mm-hmm. But they start reading these stories and the look on their faces. And I was like, holy shit. Okay. They're right there with me. Like, immediately, like, Donovan and Trey look at me and they're like, this is some weird shit. You're like, what? Like, Mom, like, this story doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah. They're like, yeah, like, you're smart. Like, they're like, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't, this is supposed to be real, And I'm like, yeah, I don't understand it. Like, it's really,
but they're making claims that it is.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's really, really strange. Like, I remember another time when, because I do want to learn about this stuff, now, especially I'm, getting older, I am more, I like to learn. I like, obviously I sit here and watch all kinds of Christians talk. I have a lot of friends that are Christians. Actually, really, I got on Facebook and stuff because I was dying to have some atheist friends, some friends that I could actually fully really be who I am and not have to worry about, hiding who I was. You know what I mean? Like, because I have a lot of Christian friends. If I don't know, I just feel like if they really knew what I thought, they wouldn't want to have anything to do with me,
It's possible, I suppose.
Yeah. But I remember another time when I had like a really, really bad drinking problem. Like, I was a raging fucking alcoholic. I started partying real hard, real young, and I was in denial for a long time. I didn't think I had anything wrong with me. I was like, this shit's fucking normal, like, fucking balls to the wall partying, woo, And until, Tobin started to, realize, make me open my eyes a little bit. He's like, man, babe, like, this isn't good, because I'd get to a point where I was a blackout drunk. Oh. And so I was one of those drunks where, like, Tobin has known me since I was a kid. So he would know when I've reached that point that I was blacked out. It was like, I would have no recollection whatsoever, but I could walk just fine. I could have a full-blown conversation with you. Like, unless you knew me extremely well, you wouldn't realize that I was blacked out. I was like I could be like a Dr. and Jekyll or whatever the fuck, Mr. Hyde and shit. I could flip a switch whenever I was blacked out, so I could be dangerous at that point. And like, I would wake up and not realize that I'd even done anything wrong. And Tobin's like, man, babe, this is not fucking good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It was great. I had so much fun. Like, what do you mean? He was like, no, actually, you did a lot of stupid shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck, really? Oh, no, and fuck, like, damn, that happened? Whoa, shit, Well, I had, been alcoholic, for a good while. And, Tobin was starting to open my eyes that shit, no, like, because I didn't think I had a problem, obviously, because I didn't remember a lot of shit, but I had another girlfriend of mine that I used to work with, and she was fucking really fucking cool. She was also an addict as well. And I was talking to her, she was a Wiccan. She knew I was an atheist. Oh, yeah. And me and her were cool as fuck. Like, we both respected each other, and it was great. But she would go to AA meetings for help. I had another friend of mine that was a heroin addict that he would go with her, and they would go together to these meetings. And she kept telling me, she was like, well, Kendra, just, if you need the help, like, we're here for you. Like, you could come with us to these meetings, and it's really helpful just to hear the stories, and shit like that, to have the support. Mm-hmm. Well, the day finally came, and I stopped being in denial about it. And I really started to go, shit, you know what? I really do have a fucking problem, and I really do need some help, And so I decided to go. Well, I didn't fucking know this shit was like fucking religious and shit. Like, I didn't realize, like, what?
12 steps to heaven.
Yeah, like, what? Wait, I get there. And I guess that's why, like, the moments, because I went there, like, I got my chip and everything. And I remember going there, and I don't remember seeing like any Bibles or anything like that. But I think it was because the timing that she took me, because when we went in, I would get to sit down and like, people were just standing at the podium, and they were telling their stories, and hearing these people's stories, I was like, holy shit, these people are just like I am. Like, okay, yeah, I guess I really do have a problem, like, it just helped hearing other people's stories. It really, really helped me, and having that support from other people, but it got fucked up for me when the very last time I ever went, they opened up the Bibles, and I remember looking at my girlfriend. I thought I was going to burst into fucking flames right there. I was like, nope. I was like, like, they opened up the Bibles, and I looked at my girl, and I'm like, she was like, okay, we're going. Cause I was like, dude, I'm not fucking dealing with this shit. Like, I can't, I feel so uncomfortable. I was like, I can't do it. But, I may be an atheist, and I'm saying, like, I think it's all a bunch of bullshit and everything, but it is, the religions really do affect me in a great way. Like, for instance, like, even to this day, like, I have really, really good friends of mine that don't know what I really think. They know I'm a good person and things like that, but when it comes to religion, I have to hide it from them. I can't tell her what I think. And literally, this happened just the other day, and then a couple of weeks ago. And it was when I was at work, and I just couldn't believe the shit that I was hearing my girlfriend say. I love this girl. She is such an amazing person, but she's very, very religious. And as she was standing there talking to me the other day, she started telling me that that COVID will not affect her or her family, that she can't catch it, that her God is great and her God loves her and he would never let something happen to her or her family, and that she's not going to get vaccinated, her family won't get vaccinated, and that she can't catch the shit. And I'm like, I literally had to bite my tongue and walk away because it crushed me.
I wouldn't have.
And I was at work too. I had to remember where I was at, because where I work as well is very tough, because this is by far like, we moved to a small town in Texas, and this is the most religious town I think I've ever lived in. I am surrounded by it, and I am way outnumbered. And my bosses are hardcore Christians. We have tons of churches that are around us. And during lunch, I'm a waitress.
7-Elevens?
Yeah. And dude, holy shit. Like, all the preachers come in there, like, all the time. Like everybody comes to my work. And so I was like, holy shit. I had to remember where I was at, you know, who I'm talking to, you know, because there's been moments at work where I have slipped, where thankfully one of my girlfriends that did happen to catch what I said, we ended up having a long conversation. Like, I totally blew her fucking mind, because my friend that told me the other things about the COVID and all that, not being able to catch it, I just was like, I could not fucking believe what I had just heard. And it really hurts, because like, I came home upset about it and was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, I love her, you know, and I really care about her and her family. And I don't, you know, I wish so bad I could talk to her about this, and I don't know how. Like, I don't want to lose her as a friend, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but that shit's fucking dangerous. Like, that is so fucked up, you know, like, she shouldn't be thinking that way. And she was so proud about it too, when she was talking about it, you know?
Oh, I've seen people just like that. And they go, oh, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus, so I'll never get infected. 2 months later, they're fucking dead. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened.
Like, there's been other moments where I was like, oh shit. Like, I was just having a moment, you know, these preachers were coming in and they act all high and mighty. And I swear, like, it's the weirdest shit. Like, these people, the way the people that come in from their church, they'll get out of church, come to fucking work, and then it's like they're all fighting over each other, who's going to pay for his ticket, like, who wants to get on their knees and suck this dude's dick right here and now. Like, it's the weirdest shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they treat him like he's a god or something. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. But there has been moments where I have slipped up, where I finally got pushed to the point, you know, and I couldn't bite my tongue anymore. And I remember a moment happening at work. Somebody said something, you know, oh, it was during fucking Easter. And I was like, you know, so everybody was like, yay, Christian holiday. Woo! Everybody was celebrating it at work. And I'm like the oddball out, you know, but they don't know, you know, like, I just kept my mouth shut. But no, there was a moment that happened. Somebody said something. And without even thinking about it, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I could give two shits if it's fucking Easter. I'm not religious. I don't give a shit, you know? And then I'm like, oh. And my girlfriend looked at, one of my friends stopped and she looked at me and she's like, what did you just say? She's like, did you just say you're not religious? That you don't care about Easter? And I was like, and at the time I was so like, heated up that I was like, yes, I said that. Yes, I'm not religious. Like, I'm not, like. And the look on her face, she was like, because I'm known as like, I'm a really nice person, you know, like.
Well, you can't be now that you're not religious, right? You got no morals, right?
Like, it fucked my friend up. Like, I really found out though that luckily she really was my friend, and she did stand by me, because the conversation wasn't in though. Like, every time we'd get back to work and she would be like, okay, like, I just gotta know, Kendra, like, I just gotta know. B, hey, I was like, what up, B? But yeah, like, ever since I had opened that envelope and she fucking knew, I was like, oh shit, you know, like, she knows I'm not religious, and she couldn't let it go. Like, she just couldn't let it go. She was like, so Kendra, like, you really don't believe in any of that? She's like, Kendra, don't tell me, like, Kendra, are you an atheist? And she's known me for years now, and I looked, you know, not realizing, and I'm like, yes, I am. I am an atheist. And she was just like, it blew her fucking mind. Like, she couldn't believe, she had never met anybody that doesn't believe. She didn't understand. She was like, I thought atheists were bad people, like I thought that they were horrible people. And, and she was like, wait, Kendra, does that mean like, is your husband an atheist? And I was like, yes. And she's like, what about your kids though? Your kids aren't atheists, are they? And I was like, yeah, they are. Like, my kids are atheists, like flat out.
And
like, yeah.
You taught them about religion, so they made that decision.
Yes, we did. And that was the thing too. Like, about with my kids, they knew what I felt, but I that's not my decision to make. That's for them to make their own decision, and they came to the same conclusions that it was a bunch of bullshit,
Jesus is going to fuck us up. Bring it. Bring it on, cross boy.
What was cool though,
shove those planks up your ass, turn you into a human popsicle.
What was fucking cool though about being able to let her know that she was like, well, I love you no matter what. And I'm not gonna, not have anything. And I was like, well, thank you. I was like, but look, I was like, honestly, this is not the time or place to talk about it. I was like, because I am surrounded by, there's another story I wish I could say, but I'm kind of afraid to say, for safety reasons. Okay, I'll try to say it in some ways, like something happened in my town.
Okay.
And I wonder if I could, I'm trying to go around it like, okay, government and religion should be separate, right?
Yes.
And
well, actually, in the Canadian government, there's no distinction for that, to be honest.
Oh.
That's right. In the US, they do have it. In Canada was actually founded by the, I guess, Church of England or whatever. So we followed that sort of thing, right?
Oh, really?
We're still part of the Commonwealth. Yes, they haven't amended it yet.
Oh, shit.
So you can have political backings from religious groups here. And they're not supposed to in the States, but they do anyways. But
oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, I'll tell the story briefly and why I was telling my friend, hey, this is not the time or place to talk about these things. If you really want to know more, then just call me or come over or something and we'll talk. Like, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, or what I think and things like that. But I was like, for safety reasons, I was like, you really can't. We can't be talking about this here. And she realized what she was doing. She was like, oh shit, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize. Like, if I have anything else, that I'm curious about, I'll just call you. And I'm like, all right, cool. Cause there was a moment, there was a cross on our courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And it was brought to some attention and it was asked to be taken down. And when that moment happened, over 600, I live in a very, very little bitty town, like a small town. Over 600 people showed up to fight this. I live in a very, very religious community. Well, when this deal was going on, I went to work and I was surrounded by all these people. They don't know that I'm an atheist or anything like that. But I was listening to everybody talk and they were like, oh, I know who ended up calling this in, just some fucking atheist, but it was really, truly scary though. Whenever I was sitting here going up to people's tables, cause I'm a server, I'm a waitress, so I have to interact with people and whatnot. And listening to all these people, man, I came home and I was tripped out. I was telling Tobin, I was like, holy shit, man, like these people wanted to get violent. Like, I was listening to these people talking about atheists and they were like, these people were literally talking about finding whoever did this and hanging them by a tree. And let's just say getting extremely violent with, and I'm like, the hatred in these people towards atheists was scary.
That's Christian love. That's what that is.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, I couldn't believe it. And I wish I could tell all those people exactly what I thought, and what I do think, because they know that I am a good person and I am I love people. Like, I don't have to know you to care. I have a really, really big heart. And I wish, like, because these people know how I am, I wish I could tell them, like, hey, I'm an atheist and I'm not a bad person, you know, like I'm not, you know, you judge all of us and it's wrong. And y'all aren't supposed to fucking judge, but these people, I feel like, are the first ones to start judging. You know, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's a bunch of bullshit though, but
judge not lest ye be judged.
Yeah. But yet all of them are super fucking judgmental. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been rambling a lot and I was kind of all over the place. I hope that was okay.
All right. I've been following along.
Yeah, I just like, but the look on my friend's face, though, it was really satisfying whenever I told her that, yes, I am an atheist. And she's met my kids. You know, I have a 15 and 17, almost an 18-year-old now. You know, she's met my family, and everybody always talks about how well my kids are behaved and how polite and kind they are, and, you know, and stuff like that. And
take that, Jesus.
Yeah. And the look on her face, though, was great because I totally changed her mind about atheists. And that's what I want to do. I want more people to know that we're not bad people. We're not. Now, anybody can be a shitty person. It doesn't matter, like, if you're religious or not, you know, but
assholes are assholes. Doesn't matter.
Assholes are assholes. Exactly. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I never bought into it. Like, I didn't. It just never made any sense to me at all. It just was not logical. Like, even as a small child, like, that's what I find is weird, especially, you know, getting older and looking back on it and remembering these thoughts that I used to have and just thinking, damn, like, even as a small child, I was thinking some deep shit, you know, like, and really trying to put it together. And I'm like, no, like, shit, even like fucking Noah. I'm like, the fucking boat with putting all the animals in the fucking boat.
Magic floating zoo. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
the size of that boat could not have contained the amount of species. Not even close.
Like, not even a little bit.
At that point, there's like, I can't remember what the number was, but it's something like 120,000 different species of beetles alone. Right?
That's what I was saying. I'm like,
it's some crazy shit, right?
Yeah, from all over the world, like.
And how did the sloths from South America get there?
Right? Like, what the fuck?
Took them 25 years, but they made it.
And then how the fuck would he get them all back? And I like, as a little kid, because they were like, oh yeah, Noah, and everybody was like, that's so cool. And I'm like thinking, that makes no fucking sense. Are y'all serious right now? Like,
animals used to be smaller.
Yeah. Like little bitty,
tiny elephants.
Like little baby elephants.
Like the methane alone would have killed them in the first fucking 6 hours. Right. Like, come on, man. Seriously.
That's fucking funny.
Where'd all the fucking water come from? The firmament and the water burst and blah blah blah. Fuck off, asshole.
Or shit. You know what I think is weird too is, so supposedly, you know, he was tortured and shit on a cross and all that kind of stuff. And then yet they have fucking crosses everywhere around here. They're wearing crosses. I'm thinking, wouldn't that be like the last thing this guy would want to fucking see if he did come down or something? You know, like, why would you want to wear the thing that your God was fucking tortured on? Like, I don't. Yeah. That's strange. Like,
imagine if he did that like in modern days. They'd fucking have electric chairs hanging from there. Next or something.
Right? Yeah, that's fucking. I don't know. It is upsetting though. Like, whenever I do hear stuff, and I hear stuff every day, because these people open up to me. They don't realize what I really think. You know, they know what kind of person I am, and they know I have a big heart and I love people. But I don't know. It's just really upsetting a lot of times. Like, it's really nice to be able to come on here and actually be like flat out like, yes, I am an atheist. I don't believe in any of it. Like, not even a little bit. And I never have. Like, it just, you know, and that's why I was saying, like, that's why I joined Facebook. I just wanted some atheist friends so bad because I didn't have any, you know?
Oh, Eric Murphy. Hey, brother. I heard about the show. You got my best support behind you, my friend. Yeah.
Eric's badass.
Yeah.
I like him. Yes.
Yeah. Eric's good fucking people is what he is.
I know. I'm like, damn, I wish we could all like, that's the thing too. I'm like, it bums me out because I see fucking churches like everywhere, like all over the place. And I'm like, it would be really nice to have a place for all of us too. Like a place for all of us atheists to come together, and just be able to hang out. And I don't know, like how they have their churches, have it for atheists, like that would be awesome. Get to go to a place with like-minded people would be nice,
Well, I'm discovering daily now because more and more are finding me and following me. We got a fucking buttload of atheists in BC. So
oh, really?
By the time Randolph and I fire up the Canadian Atheist events again, there's going to be a lot of people coming to these events.
Man, that's so cool. It does make me wonder too. Like, I wish I could say things more often to people without being worried about like, are they going to hurt me, or are they going to like, if they're my friend or whatever, not want to hang out with me? But
Night, Eric.
What was I going to say? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I just really wish we could like have a, Oh, what I was going to say was, I wish
you guys need to move out this
more.
side.
Yeah.
Come to this side.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We are on the left coast.
The left coast.
Yeah. Left isn't supposed to be a political joke. It's okay.
Yeah. So, I've only gotten to go to Canada once, but I didn't actually doesn't really count because all we did was drive through it. Like I remember being little and we were going to move to Alaska. I used to live in Alaska, but that was the closest I'd ever. Yeah.
Home of Prophet the Zod.
I fucking love. I love Alaska. It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful up there.
Oh, it's amazing. Like I love it. I love
pretty
Alaska.
much the same here. It's like it all looks the same. You come up here, you get north of the border. Well, Seattle area and up, it just all looks the fucking same. Fir trees everywhere and snow-capped mountains and eagles flying around and fucking bears everywhere and cougars and wolverines and raccoons and marmots and you name it.
That's so cool.
Lots of lakes and trout and now I want trout.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just made me hungry. I'm like, that sounds good.
Delicious lake trouts. Yes, Pause is cool. Prophet Zod is very cool.
Yeah, he is cool. I like
good
him
people.
Too.
Fuck, he's my height too. I didn't expect that. Because with the fuzzy mask that he wears, I'm like, he looks so short. Because I'm just judging him based on the mask, right?
Yeah, because you're like 6 foot something, right?
6'4". And then I met him. He's like, I'm like looking at him like eye to eye. I'm like, holy shit, Jeremiah, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, wow. And same with like lots of people were a lot taller than I gave them credit for, like Anthony Magnabosco. He's like an inch shorter than me. I'm like, holy crap! I thought you Americans were.
Oh, really?
You're like we're all dwarfs down here. Like, what's going on? Yeah, he's a tall dude. Eric's tall. Jamie Boone's tall. Ocean was tall. Everyone's fucking tall down there. I had a total bad read.
5'7". I don't know if that's tall.
That's not bad. Not bad. I'd still like put my beer on your head. But don't move, Kendra. You'll spoil it. Oh, by the way, I totally fucking have to try. A friend of mine the other day was talking about why didn't you Canadians tell me about Letterkenny? I'm like, well, it's ours, bitch. This is my friend Frustrated Atheist, Russ. And I'm like, and I'd only really seen the first 3.5 seasons, right? And there's like they're working on season 10 right now, so I'm like, shit, that's right. I got to catch up on all that. So I've been binge watching. And I got to find out if I can get the beer that they drink, which was made for the show by an actual brewery. It's called Puppers. What in the hell is that?
I can't turn it off. Sorry. I have the alarm going off on something, and I have Tobin turning it off right now.
Tobin, you're slacking.
He said, Tobin, you're slacking. Yeah, Tobin comes around. I was like, oh shit. But like this alarm started going off and I'm like trying to reach for it. And I'm like, I can't reach it. Tobin comes walking in. I'm like, thank you.
He's on it. Yeah. So they found out that the place called Stack Brewery makes it in Ontario. It's called Puppers Beer. And it's got a picture of a dog on it because the lead character in Letterkenny, his name is Wayne, and he's a big dog fan. He likes to breed them, and in real life he is too. And that's kind of why he introduced that part of him in the character. So I've been trying to see recently if I can get Pupper's beer shipped out this way because I want to try it. Because they drink it on the show. And they have their own whiskey, too, that's made for the show. It's just like, what the hell? These guys are getting breweries everywhere, making them booze. Like, where do I sign to be on this show?
Shit, I can't wait until I can just go to the store and buy some bud. Like, I know you'll be sitting there eating those gummies, and I'm like, damn, I want some so bad. Like, it's not fair. I'm like, damn.
These gummies?
Oh, you fucking, that's not fair. Like, I mean, I can
it's
still,
fair because I got them.
I mean, I could still technically get them, but I wish I could like go to a store, you know, and be able to like go in and have that experience and be like, I want this and this and this and this. Like, fuck you. Like, I want some gummies.
Hell yeah, man. He's the toughest guy in Letterkenny. He even beat Joint Boy. Anyway. Well, Mikey, I think it's about time you popped in here.
Hola.
With a big puff of smoke.
Hey!
It's like he launched himself into the show. It's like we're watching him. He's like at SpaceX. I'm here.
I need some sort of like Foley work or a fog machine with some lasers just to really start nailing my entrances.
Fuck
They're
yeah.
just
like,
Black Sabbath. Dueling Knights. You know,
I want it to look and feel like you're playing Double Dragon on a regular Nintendo. Like, I want that sort of pressure going through everyone's head. And I did find the website, findmeabrewery.com has Pupper's beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I know. I have it saved on my Google here.
Oh.
But they're saying, I'm gonna email them and say, look, man,
Hook it up, dude.
get that shit out here. I know a couple places that'll carry it for you out west here. Hey, look, what's that? Fuck, there's a monster. What is that? Hit it with a rake.
Kill it with fire.
Beat it with something.
So I didn't have too much to comment on. Congrats on the partial sobriety, but getting better with your deal, because I know. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
No, you're fine.
I did actually like going there did get me the help that I needed just from the support from my friend. But after they opened those Bibles, I was like, fuck that shit, I'm done. But since that day, like I said that I was going to stop, and I meant it. Like I March 21st, I hit 12 years without drinking.
Oh, wow.
So I don't drink anymore.
Well,
yeah, I just smoke a lot of fucking weed.
Awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
See, they got one thing right, is they helped you with that one thing, and now they can burn all the rest of their shit.
Yeah, they sure the fuck can.
And with the COVID shit, it's like, and I wrote this down, they feel like this is their time to try to prove their God exists by not getting vaccinated. It's like, see, I'm not going to get vaccinated because God, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to justify it to themselves. It's like, dude, really? Like, it's just silly and dangerous. And then when people say, oh, Christians, they can't really actually believe the shit that, no, they do. Some of them are legit believing it, so much so that they're skipping vaccinations because they think they're protected by space magic. So
yeah, it was like also weird things, like she's like, he can't, like she was talking about how like he wouldn't even allow like bacteria on her skin, and I don't know, man, she started saying some really weird shit, and I was like, oh, it freaked me out to a point where I tried to play it off, and I just like turned and walked off, because I was like, I can't stand here and listen to this shit, or I'm gonna get rude. Like, and I just can't. Like
there's tons of good bacteria inside her body at all times. Like, bacteria isn't the problem.
Like, I can come down there with a special kind of light that we have that will light up all the bacteria on her skin. There's literally billions.
Yeah,
on her and in her.
Billions.
Yeah, that's what I was like. How the fuck do you, man? That's weird. Like
it's a weird way of going through life, for sure.
Fucking
dangerous.
Look at Jim. I know Jim. I already wished him happy birthday.
He said happy birthday.
Facebook.
What?
Jeez.
He'll have a birthday next year, and he probably had one last year, so it's fine.
They come every year. Like, we have to focus on all of them. Fucking settle down there, Tobin.
Yeah, Tobin wants all the damn birthdays. He wants each birthday celebrated. Come on, man. What a guy.
Well, let's see. We got happy
Chat's
birthday,
blowing up.
Tobin. Happy birthday, Tobin. Happy birthday, Tobin. Happy birthday, Tobin. Everyone's happy birthday, Tobining.
Happy birthday, Tobining.
It is really now. It reminds me of like when my birthday happened and no one said shit, you assholes. No one gave me a single happy birthday, you jerks.
When was your birthday? Jim. That's fucked up.
No, it's fine.
Figure it out.
I don't celebrate anything.
I'm just kidding, Jim. I love you. You know that. Otherwise, I wouldn't do shit for you on your shows and stuff. Fuck, I keep forgetting. I gotta Left of the Valley asked me to do a little self-promotion clip for I started to do one, didn't like it, took a break, completely fucking forgot to go get back and do it again, and I haven't done it since. So I gotta.
Do you want to record one in the break room? We can do it. You can nail it in 2 takes, I bet.
Yeah, tell that to the 5 other ones I tried to do.
You'll be fine.
I'll figure it out. I got. What do you call it?
Herpes.
What am I using? Well, that and the program I'm using.
OBS.
No, not OBS.
Audacity.
Thank you. That's the one. Yeah. The audacity of me forgetting that.
What if the program was called Remember?
I totally forget that.
Couldn't remember the name of it.
Remember. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's hilarious, B.
Mikey has birthdays?
Mikey has birthdays.
Jehovah's Witness, he's not allowed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's another thing. Like, holy shit. Like, sorry. I was like really all over the place with my story. I do apologize. But that was another thing that blew my fucking mind. Like, so Tobin, like he was, growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he told me like he didn't have birthdays. He didn't have fucking Christmas.
Crazy.
You know what? I'm a fucking atheist. I always celebrated Christmas. It wasn't because of fucking God. Like that had nothing to do with it for me. I just like enjoy being with my family. Like, I'm like
stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I love Christmas. But he was like, we didn't celebrate Christmas. We didn't celebrate birthdays. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, what? Like, I never fucking knew that until I got with him. And I'm like today, I was like, I made sure I got him a guitar and I got him cake and ice cream and all this good shit. And I'm like, dude,
none of my girlfriends ever got me a fucking guitar. Oh wait, no, one did. One did.
I've never gotten one either. I've had to buy all mine.
It's a piece of fucking junk too. So I gave it to a buddy of mine's kid who was learning how to play.
Well, I was nervous too because I wanted to surprise him, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" I was buying a brand. I always stick with the brands that I know, right? And I was buying this different brand that I wasn't familiar with, but it was so fucking pretty, dude. Like it fit him so well. Like it was green, and Tobin fucking loves green, And
the one right behind you.
Yeah, I bought him that one. And I was like, "Fuck, man!"
Crack.
Like, oops. Yeah. Oh shit! Well, I owe him another fucking guitar. But I was like. But yeah, I was like, man, I kept looking at him like I wanted to ask him, hey, man, do you know, is this one okay? But I was like, damn, I couldn't ask you because I didn't want you to know, but it was still a good surprise,
If you ever want to buy him any other musical gifts, you can ask us, buy us a test copy. We'll use it for a little bit, give you a review, and then we'll let you know whether or not that's the right gift.
And then we'll ship them back.
Yeah. Yeah, I was totally ship them back. Mm-hmm. Sure.
The post office is acting real funny because of COVID. It might take longer than you expect.
Might take a few years.
It's definitely in the mail.
Yeah, it got lost, I guess. Must have ended up in Zimbabwe or something.
My guitar rack just says the mail.
The mail.
It's in the mail. Got another one.
Well, you know what? We've almost come to the end. So, Kendra, I just want to thank you very, very much for agreeing to come on and share your story with us.
Thank you for letting me come on. Like, I really, really appreciate it. Like, that was awesome.
My pleasure. And we get to watch half of Tobin at the same time. So,
yeah,
kind of interesting.
Does he watch? Oh, he's got the 8-second delay.
Yeah,
he's
he
got the
hasn't heard you yet.
No.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Hey, Tobin. Fuck you. oh, wait. That's not how you say happy birthday.
Tons of mice clip that.
Oh, of course he will. Oh yeah, the look of shock.
Oh shit, that's fucking funny.
But yeah, let's have some fun in an after party because it's Tobin's birthday, so we can celebrate that a little bit and celebrate you coming on the show, Kendra. It was great to actually finally get to talk to you, face to face. Been pretty stoked about this one for a little while, so and Mikey, you'll be sticking around, right?
Yeah,
a little bit.
A wee bit.
Yeah.
He's like, no, fuck you, Neil. I hate you.
I got to do some work in the background, but I'll be here.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. All right, so that's the Schmangy brothers from SCTV, John Candy and Eugene Levy. They said the Schmangy brothers. Kevin Rosen coffee, good.
I remember John Candy, but
you don't remember SCTV? Eugene Levy. Eugene, he was the dad in American Pie, I guess.
Oh, the dude with the eyebrows.
That's the one. Yes.
You got me straight tripping, boo. He was in that weird movie with like Queen Latifah or something. He's like, you got me straight tripping, boo. And he said it's so deadpan. Oh
yeah, that's his style though. He used to play Igor or whatever in the 3D House of Pancakes.
Y'all were on so much drugs back then.
Oh fuck yeah, hell yeah.
3D House of Pancakes.
Yeah, it was great show, man. They had all kinds of stuff. Anyway, some classic Canadian humor there, eh? So check that shit out. It's pretty good. That's starting to sound like Don Cherry.
Another person that, come on, man. We gotta get Dave. Where's Dave?
Hockey there, eh? How about them fucking Boston Bruins? My boys.
I gotta start. I need another Canadian here to translate.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Fair enough.
So how you now? Oh, not so bad. I've been watching too much Letterkenny.
If it's not red green, I don't know it.
Dude, watch Letterkenny. It's on Hulu.
All right. Those are
funny.
That's the Alberta beef dudes.
No, they're in Ontario.
S&P are the way to be or something like that. Only way for me.
Oh no.
There was like a skit that went crazy viral about them eating steaks.
Oh, that was a different one. That's a different group. Different.
Okay. Never mind. Anyways,
yes, as the little bar down there says, the little red bar down there says, my amazing, fantastic, wonderful, awesome patrons. You guys are awesome. We will be mentioning you all in the after party at some point, so listen closely. And it seems like we've been getting all the celebrities dropping in the chat tonight. We had Eric Murphy in here. We got Raging Atheist in here. We had Oz and Murder Shed Steve in here. What's going on?
That's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah. Lots of people stopping by to say hi.
Everybody wants to see Kendra.
That's fucking badass. That's really exciting. I fucking love all of those guys. Like, I really do.
And they're all here for you.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
They say, we see her in the chat all the time. Let's go check her out over at the Neil's show there.
There. Oh, man.
As the little ticker tape says below there, Randolph Richardson and myself will be starting up our own call-in show very, very soon.
Yeah.
Or talk. Well, that we keep saying that. We've been saying it for like a year. But anyways, we're still building the fucking place. If you go on the website, the YouTube channel there, you can visit the website too, www.truenortalk.ca, and it'll link you to the YouTube channel. You can check out all the construction videos that we got there going on there. There's the last one that Randolph, he was by himself and he put it up there. Although he did mention my name because, he's a bud. And he would fuck off and go grab the stack of wood to bring back to lay down because he's building another section of the wall. And of course, as he's away, there's no noise other than the fucking birds chirping. So you do. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to fall asleep here. Because bird chirping noises and like nature sounds always make me fall asleep, right? So.
Oh yeah, and then don't let there be like a soft storm in the distance, a little rainfall on your tin roof. Oh man, I'm out. I'm OUT.
Yeah, totally. So I'm like, fuck, great. This is the True North Talk ASMR channel now. It's like, oh, damn it.
Yo, that power washing could have been a whole series. I would have watched that shit all day. I could watch it. I don't know what it is about power washing. I could watch that shit for hours.
It's like Randolph on Holmes or something like that.
Mm-hmm. This old Randolph.
This old Randolph. All right. So yeah, the revamped and relaunched nonprofits. I'm one of the hosts. Mikey has been a guest host a couple times. X has been on the show. We've had lots of cool hosts on the show. Jenna Mew is a regular host on the show, along with Malty and Martin and fuck. There's so many of them.
Johnny.
Well, yeah, of course, Johnny Angel, and then Pasta Mike just showed up too. What the fuck, Pasta? They're all coming in, Mrs. Don't forget, folks. Everyone, when we hit the after party, everyone's gonna type in their happy birthday, Tobin, again after when we do the after party. Pasta Mike, nice to see you, brother.
You can't hear him.
Oh,
you will.
Well, fuck, Rage. If you're taking off and you're not like super busy, I can drop you a link in the after party. You can come say hi.
DM me.
Yes.
Send me the DMs.
Randolph, like, I'd like to join. Yeah, we know, Randolph. You always want to join.
There's no space. Sorry, Randolph.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Anyways,
we're having fun.
So head over to the nonprofits channel there on YouTube and give it a sub. You'll see a lot of great shows. Or a lot of great hosts and a lot of great shows there. I haven't been on the last one, and I don't think I'm going to. I was supposed to be on the one coming up tomorrow. Actually, they're recording tomorrow, but I'm not going to make it because I'm going to see my mom because they're talking about moving her out of the hospital. Yay!
That's good.
I'm going to go and find out what's going on. Johnny's not going to be happy, but he didn't send me any of the details for the show, so I think he figured it out anyways. So
he's a smart man.
Randolph be joining stuff. Yes. But joining it to what? We'll never know.
With anyway, glue or welding?
Well, probably a little of both. Never hurts, right? Some tape doing a staple or three.
Hey.
But yes, yes, that was the last coins you'll see for this one.
Speaking of drinking.
Yes. Damn it. Ollie, I fucking see you. Settle down, all right? God damn it.
I forgot him last time. That was my fault. I was a little drunk. I got him.
Slacker. All right, so guys,
not bad.
Last Saturday of every month, which will be coming up at the actual last Saturday of May. We're doing another one. We just did one last weekend because we missed it at the end of April. So check it out. It's called Atheist Drinking Out Loud. Myself and Andy and Seamus get together and we have a lot of fun. We had X on the show for the last one. So if you missed that, it is on YouTube to see on the Laughing in Disbelief channel. And we went a little over. We went like 2.5 hours for that one. It's like, whoa, buddy. But that was okay because I didn't have a show that night, actually. So it was okay that we went over time. And I had someone back out for Thursday because her mother was, her father was put into a hospice. So I told her, all right, that I get it. I had to go through that with my dad too. So you let me know when you're ready to come back on the show and we'll set it up.
Yep.
So I have an opening this Thursday if anyone wants to come on. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? No.
Don't all chat at once.
Anyone? No, just kidding. All right, guys, we're going to do this in the after party. We can be silly and goofy in the after party. And yes, Randolph, you can come and play too, I guess.
Everybody who's had their shots can come play with us.
I've had my shot. Well, the first one, anyways. They're now saying that if you go a little bit longer between them, it's actually better. And they're saying if you get a different one, it's also better. So all these new studies are coming out with these things.
Give me all of them.
I could join you. We can just stuff about miscellaneous stuff or stuff, whatever that means.
That's the alternate pronunciation.
Suff.
Suff.
We're talking suff here.
Like
right,
a Shih Tzu. So,
anyways, guys, like I always say at the end of these things, well, first of all, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. And second of all, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.